We're on.
You win some, you lose more.
Round 3 of the AFL is here, as is the AFL Today Show Thursday night teams preview. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. I've got my boys back. The
boys
trio
are
is
back.
here. Leo, he was gone, but
the boys are back.
Leo Mullaly, how you going?
The boys are back for Thursday night team show. Let's do it. How we doing?
That is the energy we need. He's had a bit of ranch sauce with his wings. He's ready to go.
Cringe.
As usual. We've got Marcus Bazzano. I don't think he's going to give us a song, but he's a bit nervous for his
I'm not going to
Bombers.
give you a song, but call me Brian Lake. I've just had some wings and I'm ready. I'm ready.
Brian Lake.
Some chicken wings, yeah?
Yeah?
Oh, Chris Judd.
It's Chris Judd.
There we go.
Was it Brian Lake?
Brian Lake and Chris Judd have both done it.
There we go. I don't mind that.
Or was it on Chris Judd?
Brian Lake did the elbow to the throat, didn't he?
Lake's done a lot of things. Lake
I don't
would have
know.
done a chicken wing.
He would have done a chicken wing. And Chris Judd definitely did.
All right, let's...
Yeah, call me Chris Judd.
Okay, we'll call you Chris Judd. Of course, today's show is powered by Tab. Absolutely awesome market. The best market you can get in football right now is their disposals leg. If you miss by one, they'll still pay you out as a winner. I had James Sicily last week, 19 disposals. He absolutely killed it, but he only got his 19. Had him in my multi for 20 disposals. Still got up, so get around Tab at the moment. Awesome show today, lads. As always, we're going to go through all 8 games of the rest of the weekend. So we've already done the Thursday night preview on our midweek madness show.
Yep.
I had to get that one out. But we've got the Friday to Sunday games. Very excited for the weekend ahead.
And what about the Saturday games?
Yeah,
You said the
Friday to Sunday.
Oh, these are the Friday and Sunday.
No,
That's on me.
I'm not Channel 7, mate. We actually talk about all games. So,
Oh.
yeah, there we go.
We care
Bang,
about
bang,
all
bang,
teams.
We care about all teams because, Channel 7 aren't on... there's no free-to-air on Saturday,
It's not
which
on
a
the
lot of people
wavelength.
aren't happy about at the moment.
Yes.
That was
So-
pretty poor.
The old.
There we go. Before we start as well, make sure you hit the bell on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. It goes a long way. We usually have a count with Marcus, but I think we're around 4.8k subscribers. It's actually growing a lot,
4.8?
lads. We're going all right here.
What's our goal? 10k by...
Anzac Day.
10 by... No, that
Nope.
doesn't rhyme. We need something that rhymes.
10k by...
10 by round 10.
10k by round 10.
There you go.
I actually don't mind that.
Does that really rhyme? I don't think it does.
No, but it makes more sense.
10 and
does-
10 rhymes.
It does make more sense. If you want an actual number, I
Yeah.
can give it to you.
He can give it to you.
4,912.
Whoa.
So if
we're,
people
almost
want
at
nine,
we're almost at
Rudy.
5. We're almost at 5. That's absolutely awesome.
Five by the Wednesday show next week.
I think by the weekend,
I think
easy.
we'll get it by Sunday.
Yeah, easy. After
Yeah,
this
let's
show.
do it.
So
Yeah.
make sure you hit the subscribe button. Follow us on all the socials at AFL Today AU. We've got Aussie Rules Today on Facebook as well. So
Yep.
that's all across the socials. Leo's putting up a lot of stuff on there. We're all putting up. There's even the Stats Guy graphic today. Stats Guy's cheat
Yeah,
sheet.
it's about time you did something.
Yeah, it's about time I provided some stats, so check that out on the socials. All right, let's get into the big Friday night game that everyone's been talking about. I think this is the hardest one to tip this weekend. Carlton versus Western
I will
Bulldogs.
disagree
lads.
on that one.
You reckon?
Yes,
I
there's
think
a
it
few
is.
Saturday night games conveniently on at the same time.
At the same time, that's annoying. I
Anyway,
know.
Friday night.
Friday night, let's get into the teams. I'll give you Carlton.
You're going to give me
please,
Carlton
please,
while
Leo.
I really wanted the Dogs, so thank you for that. Jordan Boyd comes in and Francis Evans, the Frank the Tank, is that what they call him? He comes in.
Sometimes, yeah.
Camperelli and Cooper Lord, I was going to say Looper Cord. Looper Cord, they are both omitted. I think those are fair changes. Both didn't really look up to the standard Lord when he came on as a sub last week. Yeah, look, this Carlton team, it's not really filling me with confidence, you know?
Or is there still no Harry Mackay as well?
No Mackay.
Yeah, Mackay's out for personal reasons, I heard.
They've
Right.
listed Silvani and Kemp in the forward line, but for me, it's their back line. Their back line, to me, it's exposed to pace. And apart from Wiedering, there's just not a lot there that fills me with assurance.
No, I agree.
So that's where my worry comes
I think
from.
the depth, so you can... Every Carlton support I've ever heard of, people go, oh, Carlton should be good because they've got a Brownlow medalist, a Coleman medalist, a few
One of the best
All-Australian players.
ruckmen.
One of the best ruckmen?
Tom
Oh,
DeConing.
Tom DeConing. Yeah,
You
sorry.
think you're pitting it?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why Bidnet, the big strength man, popped into my head. No, but you're right. They've got all these players, but I think their depth is so overrated. Like people say they have the best list,
yeah.
like one of the best lists. They don't. They clearly don't because they
probably got
rely
one-
on Cripps, they rely on Kerno, and they rely on TDK.
They've probably
Very-
got one of the best starting 20, like fully fit 22s. They're up there.
Yeah, but
Two
like
Coleman medalists.
I don't.
Dual Brownlow medalists.
Very surprised Doherty kept his spot in the team. I thought he was ordinary against the Hawks.
Yeah, he's getting a bit older. We love Doc. Like he's an absolute legend, fighting back from a few things. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree. I think he could be a good sub. Like he showed,
I don't know. I think he either plays or he doesn't.
because he doesn't have to run out a whole game then and things like that. I don't know.
But he's not really like a burst player.
Yeah. All right, Bulldogs team lineup, please.
Big in for the
Yeah,
Dogs.
the doggies big in. Liam Jones comes back in just in time to to face Charlie Curnow sort of one-on-one in that forward line for the Blues.
And we
you
saw
could
what
say.
Battle did to Curnow. I think Jones, arguably a better player.
In terms of playing on a key position player, I think so, yeah.
And Battle was arguably undersized against
That's true.
Curnow.
Against his old side as well, Liam Jones.
So I think, that's a good matchup.
Might know him a little bit well, and also comes into the side, James O'Donnell. Out is Taylor Dre, who's been managed, and Arthur Jones has been omitted.
Yeah,
They've got an awfully tall back line for a team that doesn't have an awfully tall forward line. You got
the Dogs?
Yeah, you got
Lob,
Lob,
Jones, Karmas.
O'Donnell, and Karmas.
Yeah, but Buku can play small. He's pretty quick.
They can, but they're all over 190.
And
That is a tall
That's
back
true,
line
yeah.
for Curnow, Silvani, and Kemp.
Will they maybe swing one of them forward possibly?
Why? They got Darcy
No, I know.
Norton.
Yeah. I
Their
know.
forward line should just be give Darcy space.
It is slightly tall. But looking at the bench at the moment, I'd back money on Josh Dolan being the sub for the Dogs.
That is
out
a
of
good,
the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
watch Bevo put Sanders though.
Nah, I doubt it. No, Sanders will play.
Sanders was solid last week.
Baker-
Davidson was really good last
Baker
week.
was
He
the
was?
sub last week, and he's on the bench.
Yeah.
Just saying.
A few more stats in this one that I always like to get into. The Blues have lost 7 of their last 8 matches and their last 6 matches in Melbourne. So the Carlton fans are crying out for a win. They've all been to the last 6 matches in Melbourne. They've lost them all. Obviously, the Dogs have a lot of injuries, which we've talked about, but I think they've really surprised me. Like, of course, they were going to beat North. They probably should have beaten Collingwood. They were a bit stiff with the umpires. A few, Sam Darcy missed a few shots as well. He hit the post. They've actually been really good. The likes of Bailey Dale, Libber's always going to step up.
Ed
Fraser,
Richards.
he's been
Fraser's
so
been
good at
very good,
Supercoach as well. And then Sam Darcy, like guys that you wouldn't think it could be like All-Australian in the future, other than Darcy. But like Bailey Dale's been really good. Fraser's just stepped up to another
very good
level.
player.
So, so it's really good for the Dogs. And the Dogs as well. They've won the last 2 meetings, so they'll have a little bit of confidence there.
Because it was sort of a one-trick sort of pony situation with Bailey Dale off the half-back. You know he's going to be sort of their carrier, their ball user. But now if you got Fraser on the other side, there's another element to
What
the
I like
Dogs.
is that Fraser and Richards can play half back, but then also roll on ball.
Yeah.
It's a really good setup.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. The tab markets for this one. I said this was going to be the hardest one to tip, and the markets suggest that Carlton, $1.90. The Bulldogs, also $1.90. So that one is not surprising to me, but this is a really hard one to pick. My best bet in this one, I'm staying away from the winner, but I'm going to have a player pick. Adam Sard for me. I know he hasn't had the best start to the season, but 20 plus disposals, $2.05 with tab. He's had 20 plus disposals in 7 of his last 8 matches at Marvel. He's a bit of a flat track bully, loves it under the roof, and he's had 20 plus in his last 3 matches versus the Dogs. So $2.05, you can either chuck it in a multi, put it as your own bet. I think that's really, really good odds with tab because they just give it to him a lot. They'll be yelling woof every time he kicks it, and I absolutely love watching Sardi under the roof. All right, lads, let's finish off with a tip and a margin, please, Leo.
I'm going to go Dogs by 21. I think Blues will come out all guns blazing. But
As usual.
they'll prove Vossi wrong again. They won't run out the game, and Dogs will get the lead in the last.
Interesting. I'm going to go the Blue Baggers here, actually.
Really? Have you watched them their last 10 weeks, mate?
I did put this in the run sheet, and when I thought Mackay was going to play, and also I wouldn't have assumed Liam Jones would have come back. So
You can change your mind if you want.
No, I'm going to stick with it.
All right.
I'm a man of my word. I'm going to go Blues by 2 goals. Look, they have to get a win eventually against an
it'll be
undermanned
close.
Dogs. A Friday night under the lights. If it was at the G, I would have been a little bit more confident.
Yep.
But it's at Marvel. I'll still back the Blue Baggers.
Yeah. I'm going to back the Dogs by 10 points. Not as confident as Leo is with the 20 points or so there, but I just think they're a lot better in the second half. I just can't trust. I don't care if Carlton have a 20-point lead again at halftime. I don't think they'll win if they have that lead. Maybe they need to be down at halftime. And then they will finish strong. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, they're only up by a goal against Hawthorn.
They were still up. I don't know. And then they
were
just
in the
crumbled.
contest
They didn't kick a
and-
goal in the last quarter. So as a Carlton fan, you just want to see some goals in the last quarter.
They put everything in that first half last week. I think they'll do the same.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the Dogs will win. All right, let's get into the Saturday games, lads. Melbourne taking on Gold Coast. I think this is going to be a really, really close game as well. This one's Saturday, 1:20 at the MCG. Let's get into the teams as well.
Who are you going to give me?
We'll go with Marcus first. You're going to do a bit of Melbourne for
Yes,
me,
I
please.
got Gold Coast. Let's go.
Well, that's because there's about 6 changes or so for Melbourne. Stephen May comes into the side, so does Aiden Johnson, Jack Billings, Jake Melksham, and Harvey Langford comes in the side. A bunch of outs, obviously. Matthew Jefferson out injured, unfortunately, for the youngster.
He's been really good too.
He has been. Charlie Spargo's also out injured. Taj Woden, Daniel Turner, and Blake Howes all get dropped.
Well, they had to make some changes after losing the North. They were so bad
in
on
that
the
fashion.
weekend.
I thought there could be an upset, but
Yeah, and they've got some big ins. Malcolm and Stephen May are sort of like the more experienced players, especially Stephen May. He's an absolute beast, so they'll be
down
happy with
back,
him.
yeah.
And I'm excited. I just want to see Harvey Langford because is this his second game?
His second game.
He was sub,
but
though.
he was sub. So
He could be sub again.
I hope he's not the
on
sub and he
bench.
can strut his stuff a bit because Petrarca was rested forward. They needed another bit of a classy ball user in midfield, and he could be that. So hope the D's can go right there. Suns, Leo, with one of their weird kits probably.
Well, there's a big out for the Suns, and that's Charlie Ballard, obviously with the ACL. Ben Ainsworth and Alex Sexton also out, but some big ins.
Huge
Mac Andrew,
ins.
big in.
Yeah.
Sam Flanders, massive
Howley
in.
Doodly.
And Jed Walter, who hopefully he can have a breakout game sooner
I was going
rather
to say
than later.
that's a literal
boy.
big in, but not a very good player in my opinion.
That's a good observation.
Yeah, but he's young. He could still be a good player. A lot of the Suns organisation
It's his
talk
second year, mate.
Yeah.
Look, I think this Suns team, it looks really strong on paper. I like their ins. I just do.
He sounded like Bruce, and I love their
their
ins.
ins.
Delicious.
Ben King in round one was sensational.
He
Can
was.
Can he back it up on Stephen May? I think if May wasn't in, I think he would have a big day out, Ben King. But now that May's
Certainly
in,
May's
it's a
first
bit-
game back, he might be a bit underdone.
rusty.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think I'd back Kingy over
no,
May.
Melbourne would never put their players out there when they didn't want to be. That's not what Melbourne.
Yeah, like Petrarca. Yeah, don't worry. Keep going.
I was just alluding to it. You didn't have to say
I thought
it.
you were talking about someone else.
No, look, I think I didn't really have much more to say. I think it's a good Suns side, and I think after beating West Coast away round one,
and they smashed them. They'll have a lot of confidence, yeah.
Melbourne will play better at the G though than any other ground, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I think this will be a close game.
Talking about Melbourne at the G, they've actually won the last 12 meetings against Gold Coast, and including the last 5 they've played against them at the G. So
That
they've
makes sense.
Was that the thing
they
that-
love playing against the Gold Coast.
they haven't lost to Gold Coast in over a decade. I think that's that is. So 2014 was the last time Gold Coast beat Melbourne.
So that's not
But
good.
what
reading
do
if you're a
they
Suns
like
fan.
to say? History's meant to be broken.
It
You
is.
said
Very
that
true.
today, Marcus,
Very
about Essendon and Port.
I did say that.
He did
Yeah,
say that.
he did say that. He said it.
He said
Gold Coast are very inexperienced at the G, which doesn't help them as well. They've only played 4 games in the last 6 seasons there, which is probably equal to North, and we're a Melbourne-based team, which is pretty funny. But that's not going to help
Got
them.
me cracking up.
I didn't. I'll say a better joke than that. Suns, I think they have an awesome forward line. They're in form against a struggling offense for the Ds. Like if the Suns can chuck up 100 points or 120 points,
Can Melbourne kick a winnable score?
I don't see Melbourne kicking over like 80 points most of the year. They've got Rue, who's still pretty up and down. They've got no
Still learning the
they've
craft,
still not got
yeah.
no Cozzy. Like Cozzy can kick you 2 or 3 goals.
Yep.
He's a massive out still because of obviously the suspension. When is he back? He was obviously
Round
suspended.
4,
Yeah,
next round.
because when he's
I
back, I feel like that'll fill a lot of holes for him because
Yeah.
he can kick 2 or 3 goals, set up a couple as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But Gold Coast, they just hardly play at the G. They'll might get a rare win here, I reckon. Looking at the odds with Tab as well, they're head to head. Melbourne are $2.05. Gold Coast $1.77 and favourites at the MCG, which is very rare. But the D's, as we talked about, got smashed by the Roos. This one. Now, I don't like him that much. I think he's one of the dirtiest players in the league, but he's my best bet. Ben Long, 2+ goals at $2.05 as well. He's kicked 10 goals across his last 5 games. 4 goals last game really surprised me against the Eagles. And he's playing as a more permanent forward. He used to be a bit of half-back for the Saints. He played a bit of wing and a bit of midfield, but now he's playing forward and he loves a goal. He won't pass it off. So if you got him in your multis or you got him in your bets with Tab, I think he's pretty safe with 2+ there. All right, lads, let's finish it off. Tips and margin. What do you reckon, Leo?
I think Suns get this done. I'm going to say 2 goals, I reckon.
2 goals?
It'll be a close game, but because Melbourne will play better at the G compared to what they dished up last week.
They probably
but-
should have beaten GWS, but it was a wet weather game.
Yeah, I just think Suns will have enough.
Yep.
Interesting.
Marcus is going against us again.
I'm going against the grain yet again.
Just has to be different.
I do. And look, I can
You
see.
get called that a lot in school.
I can. No, unique was the word.
You guys are still at school, aren't you?
Sorry, sir.
Usually you have a smart ass comment back there and you just gave me nothing.
I'm going so off-putted by how bad that comment was.
I'm going the Demons here. It's going to be a close game. I think either way it's going to be a close game. But because you guys are going Suns, men, or boring, I will go.
Well, it's going to be the winner.
The Demons. I'll go, by a kick.
Did you watch them last week? But
Yes, but when they played GWS in Melbourne, albeit it was raining and,
they did play well, I'll give you that.
it was probably suited to their style a bit more, but they did put up a decent fight. And I think, Gold Coast, they played 1 game, had the bye, had the first round postponed on them. It's a little bit interrupted season for them so far. So, if Melbourne are going to do a job, Saturday's the day.
Saturday's the day. I do not agree with that one. All year last year. Sorry, mate. I'm going straight to the
go
point.
on that rant.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll let him go.
Yeah, actually, no.
I'll always let you cook. It might not taste good, but we'll go with the Suns by 15 points for me. I think their curse is over. Last year, they couldn't win outside of Queensland. This year, I think they can, and they're going to win a big game at the MCG. Melbourne, they're going to be shambles. If I think Essendon fans will be happy because Essendon have their first round pick, so wherever they finish. So Essendon fans really want a few more losses for the D's.
You know who Hawthorn have as their first round pick?
Who?
Carlton.
Oh, that's gone well so far.
Good start. Just quietly, good start.
So you're just barracking against Carlton.
Yep.
Well, you already would. But
Yeah.
yeah. There you go. All right. The next game on Saturday is St Kilda versus Richmond, the blockbuster lads. Saturday, 4:15 at Marvel Stadium. Right. Let's get into the teams. You can start off with St. You love St Kilda, Leo, so you can have St Kilda as the team.
St Kilda. Where's my St Kilda fam at? Let's get into it.
There's a few St Kilda fans in the office. Yeah.
No, what are you talking about? They love me. They love me.
I didn't say that, but
he didn't say he didn't love you. He just
what?
said there's not many like St Kilda fans.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't listening. So Cooper Sharman comes in for the Saints and a debut for Toby Travalia, which is awesome to see. Liam Stocker and Hunter Clark, both with injuries, come out of the side. All I'm going to say, looking at this Saints team, is that this could make finals.
You're
laughing.
I'm still laughing. They beat the Cats randomly most years at Marvel.
Not randomly.
I'll give you. They could be in the 8 after this weekend.
Yeah, North are in the 8.
I don't think they'll be in the 8 come the end of the year.
What if they get their players back from injury? If they build the wins and then get their players back from injury,
Negative.
no
Big
deal.
negative.
I don't know. I like this team a lot. You got Nass, you got Jack Sinclair, you got McRae, the best midfielder in the competition, Jack McRae.
Oh yeah, according to the guy against Kane Corns, no.
No, that was me.
That
was me. I called
That was
up.
you on SEN, yeah.
But you got still, it's a handsome team as well.
It is a handsome team, but it's not that good of a team. I think that was a bit of a blip for the Cats last week. Marcus, give us Richmond's team, please.
The Tigers, obviously, they got a big in with Tom Lynch.
Yes, for my Supercoach team.
Tom Lynch coming back into the side from suspension. He's just another figurehead up front. They actually played all right. I think it was, who was up front? Was it Blight?
Yeah, I think like he's a striker for Man City.
No, I know he was up front. I know what he's saying.
Well, I know, like,
they kicked
they had
68 points even though they got
well,
smashed.
Seth Campbell sort of played all right. Little Bauer took a few good marks.
Yep.
On the weekend. But Tom Lynch is obviously the big end. Tyler Sonsie also comes into the side. Sam Banks is injured, and Liam Fawcett gets omitted.
Damn, because I don't mind a bit of Liam Fawcett. There was a lot of good social media posts about him, but not anymore.
Quite. I can't be bothered. I can't put it back up on the field.
What?
I can't speak.
What? What's happening?
I can't speak.
You like him on social media, but he can't quite emulate that on the field.
You're right.
What's
I think
he doing
can
on
in the
social
future.
media?
No, he's Richmond. I can't actually remember what they were posting, but there was a lot of funny posts about him. A lot of memes involved.
What's social media?
Richmond social media. Yeah. Anyway, that is absolute shambles. Let's get into some more
This
stats.
show is cursed.
No, it's good,
Brain
mate.
rot.
That's what everyone wants to listen to, the Thursday night show. We'll go a few more stats. Saints have won 5 of the last 6 meetings, and the last one was by 48 points. Obviously, Richmond were really bad last year as well. The Tigers. Now, this is the Dimmer curse that is still going on at Tigerland. Dimmer curse. They hate playing at Marvel Stadium ever since he said, Dimmer said, we hate traveling to Marvel. Our fans hate traveling to Marvel.
Traveling.
It's literally like 2 kilometers down the road from your stadium. Like, relax, mate. Since he said that, they've had 7 losses, 1 draw in their last 8 trips there. So they hate playing now. Maybe Adam Uruze's going to talk up Marvel in the press conference.
He doesn't have aura though, so he can't do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Can he ever build aura? Probably not.
You can't build
But
aura.
he's a decent. Oh, no, actually, I don't think he's a great coach. But he got a good win in round 1.
It's something you have at birth.
Do you have it?
Aura.
Mate,
Do
if you
anyone
have
else
to
have it?
ask, your street's behind.
Streets behind. What? Streets will never forget. All right, the odds with Tab, the markets here. The head-to-head we'll start with. St Kilda, $1.24. Richmond are $4.10 with Tab. I think that's pretty fair after Saints just beat Geelong and Richmond. They're clearly going to be one of the worst teams. Best bet in this one. Now, I used to love him at North until we got rid of him. Mason Wood, 20-plus disposals at $1.85. Perfect for a multi. He averages 21 disposals in his last 4 meetings against the Tigers. Can use his speed at both ends. They're not very good at defending on transition as well, and Mason Wood's really quick. He can break the lines a little bit, so 20-plus disposals for a multi, I think, is pretty good on that one. All right. I'll go with you first. Tips, because I know he's going to tip the Saints, of course.
Well, I'm also going the Saints.
Oh,
I'm
he's
not
finally
going
outside.
different. I'm not going different.
Okay.
But maybe perhaps on the margin, because I think Big wins on the cards for the Saints. I think 40 points.
40
points.
Okay.
Yeah, they're Marvel Stadium operators. They played well.
They love Marvel.
They played well there last week, obviously, against Geelong.
Yep.
And the Tigers, the Tigs, we know they don't play well at Marvel.
No, they hate it. Yeah. What do you reckon, Leo? Bit
Saints
closer?
by 25.
Ooh.
Sam Lawler kicks 3.
Oh, big day for
Lawler
Sam
kicks
Lawler.
3.
Lawler kicks 3.
I like that. I'm going to go
Does he
Saints.
get his schlong out?
Yeah.
After he kicks
He's got his
3?
sponsorship. There's some nice tight bonds this week, I reckon.
Negative.
You're right. I
Very
can't believe you just
good.
said that word, but that's all right.
I can.
Actually, I can. My tip is Saints by 35 points, similar to Marcus, I think. But the Saints, it'd be one of those games where the Saints just randomly lose because that's a very Saints thing to do. But they should win, I think, by at least 30 points. They are a pretty classy outfit, as Leo said. They've got some good players. I don't think they're going to make finals, but they'll be all right in this one. They'll win pretty comfortably. All right, Saturday night. We've got a huge, probably one of the best Saturday nights of the year, thanks to the great AFL fixturing where they've put 2 of the best games of the year on the one night. One we start with is the battle of the social media accounts. Social girl Olivia said that on
She
my
said
about
that.
post. She said that. Hawthorn taking on GWS Saturday night, 7:35 at the University of Tasmania Stadium, the great UTAS Stadium. I've been there. Pretty solid. It's
all right.
It's pretty fun. It has a good atmosphere there.
Come on, not only are two of the best games on Saturday night, one's also in Tasmania.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
good.
there's no one in Melbourne on Saturday night.
They're
Anyway,
not going to put Hawthorn GWS at the G, though, are they?
no, that's
You
true.
know, the way Hawthorn are going, why not?
Yeah.
They put Melbourne GWS
You could put
on
any
the G.
game. You could put any Hawthorn game.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
think
would go
so.
pretty well. Good point. Hawthorn teams, please, Leo.
Hawthorn teams, you're not going to give me GWS?
No, I'll give you Hawks. You're a Hawks fan.
I'm not overly happy.
Why?
McDonald obviously comes out with his injury. Bruce comes in. I just think that's a worry. GWS's strength is their speed, and we've got Bruce and Gunston. I don't care if one of them sub. If they're both on in the last quarter, that's danger signs for me personally.
Who would you have brought in over Bruce? Because Bruce was good last year as the sub.
he was, but I don't know. I just feel like
Who would you
he
bring
can be
in?
the sub for another opposition. Henry Huswaite. I know he's not a forward.
Yeah.
But, you know, you
He
can
has a
put
bit of pace.
Dave. Dave's a threat forward. Newcomb's a threat forward.
Yeah.
Huswaite doesn't necessarily have the pace, but he's more defensively minded than what Bruce would be, if
Yeah.
that makes
No,
sense.
that's fair.
And I don't know. I think that sort of sets us back because, as Marcus will touch on, the Giants ins, they're pretty giant.
They're pretty giant. Oh,
You
my-
stole my thought. I was going to say the Giants have some giant ins
Oh,
this week.
you both think the
Yeah.
exact
I
same.
said that.
Great minds think alike.
And those giant ins are, please, Marcus.
Jake Stringer comes in for his debut
Oh,
for the
the
Giants.
package is
The package
back.
is in. Jesse Hogan, reigning Coleman medalist, also comes in, and Briggsy as well.
Oh, we love
Yes.
Briggsy
in
on
the
show.
ruck,
He's-
comes
That's
into the
some good
side.
That is
ins.
some very good ins.
Callum Brown, Krusevski, and
Grew.
yeah,
Crew's out. You're gonna steal the moon.
What was that?
We're going to steal the moon. That's better. I couldn't get
and
the Grew voice out.
James Leake. Good thing I got rid of him for Sado Hooley because he got omitted as
In
well.
Supercoach, yes, yeah.
In Supercoach. Those three were all omissions.
That is actually some huge ins because
Big
the
ins.
Giants obviously have a really good team.
Might sway my tip a little
Yeah, it does make you want to consider the tip if you've tipped Hawthorn.
bit. And it's gonna be good weather in Tasmania as well. It's not gonna be raining.
Yeah, and I think the Hawks are really good in the wet, as they showed last year down in Tassie. So, yeah, you've been usually leaning towards the Hawks down there, which I think I will. But Jesse Hogan's the biggest in, Coleman medalist last year, obviously. So that's a huge one. Some of the other stats I've got down here, the home team has won 6 of the last 7 meetings, and the Hawks have won their last 9 home matches. So Leo's been going to all of those matches and just cheering every single time. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And-
But,
no,
but these games have been close, haven't they?
oh, yes, they have been really close. Look at the setup on the man.
The segue.
You ruined it a little bit.
Segue!
Somewhat surprised.
3 of the last 4 meetings between these sides have been decided by a goal or less. So we should have a nail biter here, which I love it because
What game are you going to tune into?
out of those
This
two-
game or the Brisbane Geelong?
Well,
game?
I'm going to have some drinks with my mate who goes for Geelong, but I might look the other way. There's surely a few screens on.
Hopefully.
I think this game because I think Hawks are the most exciting team in the league to watch. And now with GWS's ins, I'd say they're the second most exciting team to watch.
Interesting.
That's my opinion, but...
Just an off-topic thought. We need a sting for segue.
No, we don't. You're the only one that says a segue.
Segue.
When you're supposed to just naturally do a segue, but that's all right. Getting into the odds with Tab, the head-to-head odds to start with. Hawthorn, pretty heavy favourites, surprisingly, down in Tassie, $1.52. That actually might change. So if you want to jump on them, if you want to jump on GWS, because they might come in now with all their ins. GWS are $2.55. I reckon that could be around $2 by the time the game starts. So get on that early with Tab. Now, my best bet in this one, the Wizard. I've been saying all season that he's going to be All-Australian. I think he's going to continue his form. I'm not talking for big numbers here, but you can still get good odds. Nick Watson, 10 plus disposals and 2 plus goals. He's $2.25 with Tab. He's had at least this stat line in 8 of his last 11 games. He averages 12 disposals and 2 goals down at UTAS. So I think that's a really safe bet, and it's really good with Tab. And a lot of bookies, you can't bet on the 10 plus disposals, but Tab you can. So jump on that, and the Wizard will give you some money, I reckon. He's a pretty solid player. All right, tips and margin. Leo, we'll start with you.
Hawks by 3 purely because of the home ground advantage. Nick Watson will have a chance to seal the game and kick a point, but we hold on.
What?
I'm just saying stuff.
That was the most roller coaster thing. I was like, whoa.
For such a nervous Hawks supporter, I'm surprised you're actually tipping Hawthorn in this
Also, just a shout out.
Yeah, our boss.
Adam, our boss. I won't go too harsh because you are my boss. But you've tipped GWS.
And
For those who don't know,
yes.
I tipped Sydney round 1
Yes.
against Hawthorn, and he gave me a lot of stick for it.
Yes.
So he's tipped GWS here, and I've tipped Hawthorn. So I just think it's a little bit hypocritical.
I hope it's
And-
a draw for that, so that you both don't get a tip.
And he also doesn't know what Crom is.
Yeah.
So now this is out to the world. This is out to the world now.
I can't believe you just said
Don't
that.
bring that
Step
up.
up your game, Skibbity.
Skippity. Nah, you should be off the show for saying skippity. That's disgusting. Yeah, what is your tip? I'll let you talk. Maybe
Thanks,
one more.
mate. I'll go the Giants by a few points. Their
you got
ins are
Giants?
huge. Their ins are huge.
Alright.
They also they're not bad away from home.
Yeah, they are a good away team.
Like
yeah.
they know how to play away from home. They've got good structures in place, and I think with the ins might just scrape them over the line.
They're used to the cold, and if it is a little bit wet, but they're used to the cold in Canberra. It's similar to conditions to Tassie.
Well, it's actually going to be quite nice, I think. Mid-20s in Tassie.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, good on him. That's very exciting.
He did say that earlier.
Did he say the weather? I heard him
Yep.
say that
He said
it wasn't
it'd
going
be-
to rain, but
Yeah.
no, it's going
That's
to be really
weather, man.
nice. Anyway, what was that little sound? My tip in this one is the Hawks by 6 points. As I mentioned before, they have a lot of close games, a goal or under. So I think we've all tipped this game to be under a goal. So it should be a really close one, I reckon. All right, the other game on Saturday night is Brisbane taking on Geelong. How the hell are both these games on at the same time at 7:35? That is outrageous, AFL. Come on. This one's at the Gabba for Brisbane versus Geelong, and I think this is going to be an absolute cracker. These teams also have really close matches. Let's get into the teams. We'll start with Brisbane, Marcus.
All right, we'll start at the Lions. Look, they even got to reschedule this fixture and did it at the same time.
They did.
What are you doing, AFL? Anyways, another big in. There's a lot of big ins this week, isn't there? Charlie Cameron comes into the side. Kyle Lohman as well. They're both sort of barometers for Brisbane in that forward line.
I love that. Remember the old, what was the guy we talked about last week? Beast Mode. He thought he was
Reece Matheson.
He thought he was the barometer, and he kept getting dropped.
Yeah.
So at least these guys are actual barometers. Yeah.
They are, and they can kick a sneaky goal of the year contender as well.
Absolutely.
Out goes Connor McKenna and Will McLaughlin, both omitted.
Yeah, because Connor McKenna had 6 straight games as the sub. So he'd rather be in the team, but
I think it's just grateful to be playing footy again.
Yeah,
after
he's got a
he went
premiership
on.
medal.
That is very true.
He does.
And he was also, wasn't he? He was at Essendon, wasn't he, back in the day?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Just move on and you win premierships. Maybe D'Ambrosio one day.
Well, he quit footy in general.
Maybe
He went back to
Sard.
Ireland.
That's right. He was playing. Yeah,
He
exactly.
was playing Gaelic football.
Geelong, Leo. We've got another big in.
A big, beautiful in. Bailey Smith in for Mark O'Connor. Mark O'Connor has been omitted. I think there were a few of your Cats mates said O'Connor no good.
Mark O'Connor and Mullen. A lot of Cats
Mullins
fans.
kept his spot, though.
Yeah, a lot of Cats fans won't be happy with that because the Irish boys have been really bad lately.
They have been stitched up for both of these sides, both being dropped.
They have.
But Bailey Smith, is he like the most aesthetic looking person in a Geelong jumper of all time?
It looks really
With the
good.
headband.
With the headband, with the hair. Was it, who saw him the other week? Or was it? Yeah, you did at the footy and you were just in awe.
Yeah, he had aura.
He had aura.
had
Just
aura.
by sitting there, he
Hope
had
so.
aura. Yeah. Was he wearing the headband?
He's wearing a hat,
Oh, maybe there was a headband underneath.
maybe.
Maybe.
I'll ask next time.
You'll ask? Yeah. Well, he's playing, so you might
What
not
are
be
you
able-
wearing underneath, Bailey? That's what I'll say. That's how I'll phrase it.
That is so creepy.
Nothing sus,
No,
though.
nothing sus.
Nothing
No, no.
sus.
Getting into some stats into this one, Brisbane has won their last 7 matches, and the last meeting at the Gabba, though. The Cats did win.
I do remember that.
It was a really wet game,
I
I
think
believe.
Brisbane kicked like 4 goals, 13.
Yes, and it was really wet.
They didn't get a free kick in the goal square. Is that the game? Lincoln
No,
McCarthy should have got a free kick.
that wasn't-
for holding the ball.
Maybe, but this game was like 30-something
idea,
points,
mate.
so it didn't come down to that.
Oh, okay, it might have been the year
But
before.
I think it was the year before. The Lions haven't looked at their best, but they know how to win, is what I've just wrote a little article about on odds.com.au. Shout out on there. They just got over the line against the Eagles, but they know how to win. They just got over the line against the Sydney Swans. And then the Cats. I think it was just a blip. What do you guys reckon? I think they have these little blips throughout the season, and then they're okay.
I think it's just St Kilda are just so good.
You don't believe that.
In
I
all-
believe it, mate.
In all honesty, I don't think Geelong will finish in the top 6. I think they'll finish in the 8th.
What?
I think they'll finish.
Nah,
in
they'll
the 8th.
finish top
I think
4, I reckon.
I think they're more likely to finish 4 and 8 than they are in the top 4.
Nah,
I 5 and 8
they're
than
good
to finish in
enough
the top
that
4.
they'll be up there. They
Well,
won't
who do
be
you
in
rate
this
more,
game.
GWS or Geelong? You love GWS.
I
GWS.
think Geelong for me.
Yeah, same. I'm Geelong.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
That's wild. Let them know in the comments. GBS is a better outfit than Geelong this year.
Well, they dropped Gru, so I'm not happy with that. No, they got Jesse Hogan.
Yeah, because he's got a big important mission to the moon coming up.
with the minions, you're not really.
Yeah, actually, we need to watch the moon on Saturday night.
because Gru's
2 games are on. This is actually why he's been omitted. 2 games are on. Everyone's watching the footy, and he's going to be stealing the bloody moon. We need to watch.
That is one of the funniest things.
That's not that funny.
No, for some reason that is really funny. But
I'm just saying, we got to watch it.
I love a bit of Gru chat. All right, the odds with Tab, but we love the odds with Tab. Brisbane head-to-head, $1.48. Geelong, $2.65. The Brisbane at home. I think whoever was at home in this one would be the favourite, so that's fair enough. My best bet in this one is Ollie Henry. Now, people go, really? Ollie Henry? 2+ goals at $2.80 is my best bet. He averages 2 goals against the Lions, and he actually kicked 4 goals the last time he met against the Lions. So I think he's got a really good record, and he could get $2.80. I think that's a lot better and a bit better value than a lot of other players in this one. So jump on that with Tab. Tips and margin, lads. Let's get into it. We've got some pretty close ones. I'll start with you, Marcus.
Yeah,
You
'cause
like to
I
have
think-
different tips.
I think the Lions it'll be more comfortable than I think what you boys are going to say. But still, I think it's going to be around that 20-point sort of margin.
20 point. Are you basing that off Geelong last week or just because Brisbane are
No,
home?
I'm also based. Yeah, Brisbane at home.
Yeah.
A couple big ins in the forward line as well. Like you think about, they haven't had arguably one of the best small forwards in the competition, Charlie Cameron.
Yeah.
Kyle
Lohman's
and Kyle
very good
Lohman,
too,
who has grown into one of the best small forwards in the competition.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think in the back end of 2024.
I'll give you that.
So, yeah, look, I think they just get the job done. 20 points.
Fair enough. Leo?
Lions by a goal.
By a
It'll be
goal.
a very good game, and I think we'll have the crescendo of every game,
What a word.
of both games on at the same time.
Crescendo, but also crap.
Like, what game do we look at for the last 2
Yeah.
minutes? Yeah.
I'm hoping... Oh, I was going to say I'm hoping one of them is a good game, but we want both of them to be a good game anyway. That'd be
Exactly.
good. I'm going Lions similar to Leo by 9 points. They just haven't been convincing so far this year. I think similar to Sydney and a few other teams, they build more at the end of the season. The Lions, they just beat West Coast. They lost at every major break against West Coast. They were losing. So
Well, they would have lost the game if they lost every major break.
no, there's no break. Is that count as a break at the end? I don't know. What do you guys reckon?
I
I'd say
wasn't listening.
that sums up our show. Doesn't matter. I'm tipping the Lions by 9. We were having a conversation there, and Leo's just like,
Well,
"What?"
yeah, you were having a convo. That's
but
why I wasn't
you're on the
listening.
show, mate.
I'm looking at the next game. I'm planning ahead.
Oh, I cannot wait to watch this back and just roast you. Anyway,
I watch this.
Sunday, here we go. There's actually some exciting games on Sunday. First one we want to talk about is my beloved North Melbourne. Adelaide taking on North Melbourne. Sunday, 3:20 at the Adelaide Oval. I don't know why it says the Gabba there. At the Adelaide Oval. Now, obviously North on the high from a big win against Melbourne.
You
but
go through your beloved North.
no, but
Stats
I can talk. I'll talk about that after we do the teams, and then Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
Adelaide. They've had some really big wins, obviously against the Saints, and then they just got 161 points against Essendon, which is absolutely wild. But we'll find out how they go at home and if North are actually up for the fight. So teams, please. We'll go. Well, who wants to do Adelaide?
I'll do Crow.
Oh, there we
You're,
go.
you're from there.
You're from.
I'm not
Adelaide.
from there.
Your
I was
family
born in
is?
Victoria.
Oh, were you? I'm joking. Keep going.
Yes. Anyways, 4 ins. Obviously, there's extended
3.
bench. No forced changes, though, for Adelaide. 3 in, not 4. Billy Dowling, Luke Nankervis, and Toby Murray as well. Toby Murray, obviously, if he does play, it'll be his debut. And Social Girl Spence, Rory Laird is
Yes!
playing his 250th game. Bit of a milestone
He
game.
used to
for
be my
Rory
favorite
Laird.
player back.
The
then.
desk.
He is a very good
Why
player.
is he called the desk?
I just
again?
heard he was called the desk.
the desk.
Probably his face has been smoshed up onto a desk. It's very flat. So, like, it's almost
He's
like
low to
been-
the ground. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we should
maybe.
call you the desk.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Oh,
but-
brother.
No, what
North
do you reckon?
Melbourne.
Yeah, I was just going to quickly touch on Adelaide. Their
Yeah.
forward line, everyone's talking it up as one of the best forward lines in the league. I think they need to have a solid month of footy where we go, all right, they actually are consistent. Because even this week, they're coming up against North who don't have the best defense.
Yeah, yes, but a lot of their players in the forward line, you're looking at Fogarty, even Trulthorpe and Rochelle as well.
Oh, they look so
they're
good.
B graders, young stars in the making,
Yeah.
turning into A graders.
Oh,
So
100%.
I wouldn't say they're there yet.
That may be at the end of
as
this-
the best
yeah.
forward lines.
I'd say by gather round, we'll have a big indication of where Adelaide's at. Because like even this game, if they smash North, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Talking about my beloved North, a few ins, which I'm very surprised about. I don't want to change the team from last week when you win by 10 goals. Riley Hardiman, Finbar, Maley, and Callan Dawson. Maley, so he's the vibes man at the club. You guys wouldn't know much about him. You know Scott Carson from Man City?
Yeah.
Yes.
Similar vibes to Finbar Maley, in my opinion. He's always on the socials. He's always actually who
So
was
he's not good.
Is he old?
I don't know if he's good or not, to be
No,
honest.
he's young, he's
but who
Well,
was?
well, then he's not Scott Carson. Scott Carson's 40.
I just meant vibes. That
He's
who's-
21.
Who was the GWS
Look at him
player?
though. Oh, look at that mo.
He's got a great
There's
mo.
a mo.
Yeah, he's very funny
That's
on the
a
socials.
very triangle chin.
He
triangle
is.
chin.
I'm actually
Chin.
jealous about that.
You like his
He,
chin?
he looks like a football.
I want his chin.
You want his chin? Let me talk about North. we've got a good team, and I think it'll be a very high scoring affair. I think North forwards are going to be pretty exciting this one. Obviously, Adelaide forwards have shown it. I'm very worried about North's defense because Melbourne don't have any good forwards at the moment, and then you come up against Adelaide who have like 4 gun forwards. So I reckon this could be a really high scoring game. Do you guys reckon?
I agree with that
So, yeah.
sentiment.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Serious. The worst stat of this weekend, in my opinion, is North never ever won at the Adelaide Oval.
That's crazy.
0-11 all time at the Adelaide Oval, and they've also lost their last 6 meetings with Adelaide by 39 or more points. So. Really big worry signs for North, especially after a big win. Bring him back down to earth a little bit. But as I said before, it's the number 1 and number 4 offense in the league so far. Obviously, we've got a little sample size, but both teams have shown with the likes of Larkey. Then you've got Paul Curtis was really good last week for North, and all those big forwards. Thurlow has turned into a superstar for Adelaide. That this could be a bit of a shootout.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty exciting. All right, the tab odds will go through the head-to-head odds. This one's heavily favoured towards Adelaide. There's people saying this is a grand final preview, but no, that's a bit of a joke there. $1.11 for Adelaide. North Melbourne are $6.50. Now, I'm leaning towards North in this one. A lot of the odds are swayed and a bit cheaper on the Adelaide side. So on the North side, I'm going as my best bet. Jai Simpkin to kick a goal and get 20-plus disposals at $2.25. Simpkin is averaging 26 and a goal in his last 3 matches and looks back into form. He had a really poor season last year. Clarko's putting him forward for about half the game. He's having 2 shots on goal per game in the last month as well. So I think easily can get that 20-plus disposals and a goal because back into form. He's got a bit of confidence, the skipper, so I think he can do really well. And $2.25 with tab, I'll take it. All right, lads. Tips, margin, any other thoughts about the game?
I think Crom get this done by 31 points. And
31?
I think it'll be high scoring, like you said.
Yeah.
Could both teams score 100?
I think so.
The Adelaide Essendon game last week.
Oh, actually, I said I think so, but I'm very worried about North because I think this is where we crash down to earth a little bit.
I think Adelaide will. North will get close.
I'm going to say 122 to 91.
That'd be a good game to watch if you're a neutral as
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be a pretty fun game. What do you reckon?
Similarly, I'm going to go 5 goals. I'll go 30 points. But this game means a lot for Adelaide. Even though it's North Melbourne home game fixture.
It's a game that they could randomly lose because they're very up and down.
And looking at Adelaide's fixture over the next 6-7 weeks, they've got Gold Coast, Geelong, GWS, Fremantle, Carlton, Port Adelaide, and Collingwood.
Jeez.
So that's a tough run.
Where's the worry there? It's Crom, mate.
Oh,
It's Crom. They win every game.
Wait, you don't have none of us have him in the 8, right?
I didn't at the start of the year.
At the start of the season?
You were very anti-Crom. He was
I was.
bottom 4.
I was,
anti-Crom.
look, on the outskirts.
Wait,
of
it's
bottom
only been
4.
2
Yeah.
games, lads.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I was.
It's all good. I'm going to go Crows by 25. I reckon it'll be close for 3 quarters. One of those sort of games where North then runs out a bit of steam, runs out a bit of puff in the last quarter, and the Crows just kick away a bit. Their home crowd will be up and about because they've started really, really strong. All right. Last game of round 3, lads. The Western Derby, or as they like to call it, the Western Derby. I still call it a derby. Are you guys Derby or Derby?
Derby.
You're Derby. Yeah.
Derby.
Wait, are you Derby or
No,
you just
I'm
saying
Derby.
that? This ain't a
I'm
crap
just
joke.
Saying a crap joke.
That's all right. As usual. West Coast versus Fremantle this Sunday, 6:10 at Optus Stadium. We'll be in the studio watching this before and during the show. So or maybe not during, but before the show. So let's get into the teams, lads. This is a huge derby because actually, I'm going to say the stat off the top because this is an awesome one.
Go for it, mate.
The first time since 2001 that both derby teams have been the bottom 2 on the ladder. So the Perth fans are crying out for a win. And we were talking to Eliza Riley during the week. Make sure you check out our Wednesday show. And everyone in Perth was like, we want to win. And then we were saying the funniest outcome possible is a draw. because
That would be
then they still don't have
hilarious.
a win. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be very funny. Leo, you want to start us off with West Coast team, please?
I would love to do that, Stats Guy. Let me
Very
just
good.
get it up for a second.
Thank you.
Here we go. Jack Graham, Matt Flynn, Bo Allen, and Jack Williams come in. Of course, it'll be Bo Allen's debut if he does play.
I'm excited for Bowen, yeah.
I am as well. And Petrocelli has been omitted. I think Flynn and Bailey Williams should continue to stay in the same side. Oh, Williams or Archer Reid if he does chop out for the ruck.
Am I the only one thinking that Matt Flynn is a lot better than both of those
Witts
ruckmen?
dropped like 70 hit outs on him. So that's
Yeah.
why he got dropped.
But like maybe that I don't know. I don't rate
don't rate
Williams
Bailey
or Reid's
Well,
very
Archer
young.
Reid's in his
Reid's
second
very
year,
young,
yeah.
but I don't rate Bailey Williams at all. But anyway,
Yeah, I just think this West Coast team, it's got some pieces there, but you just feel like it's the same as what it has been in recent years where they're just missing either like their bottom six isn't good enough or they're just missing a key pillar across half back, half forward. There's something missing if you watch a West Coast
well,
game,
they rely on their old guys still. Like Liam Ryan had to kick a lot. Tyler Dewar was really good, the young guy, but McGovern,
Tim Kelly was good in midfield.
Tim Kelly, and Liam Ryan have to fire up, otherwise they're cooked.
Yeah, I agree. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I really hope Harley Reid has a good game.
No,
And he plays good football. It's just good to watch.
I hope he bounces back, even though I'm a big
You
hater.
hate him.
No, I don't hate him. That's a
You
strong
hate
word.
him.
I dislike
You hate him.
He's a
You
bit
hate him.
childish.
You hate
And North probably
You hate him.
should have got him, but
You
no,
hate
he
him.
shouldn't have. No, I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I hope he does well. I hope he does
He
well.
hates him.
Okay, whatever. Let's get into the Freo team, Marcus, who's in
Yeah, let's do it. Only one forced change. Brandon Walker goes out injured. James Aish, Liam Reddy, Carl Warner, and it's good to see Isaiah Dudley has had a break from bullying Harry Potter, and looks like he's going to make his debut against West
I
Coast.
have not seen Harry Potter. Can you explain?
The
that?
Dudleys.
Dudleys is
Harry's
like-
cousins and uncle and
Cousin who's like a fat prick.
yeah,
basically.
yeah.
I don't know if you can say that. That might be censored.
Nah, all right.
No, that's
I reckon
fine.
that's all right.
Okay,
Fine.
while we're at it, can you explain the whole Harry Potter series to me?
No, so pretty much, no, let's not do
not
that.
do that.
I could do a podcast about that for sure. I love a bit of Harry Potter.
People will watch that 100%.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there'd be already a few podcasts that do that, but I don't know. Actually, maybe there isn't. The Freo team, though, surely they got to fire up at some point. I'm going to talk about this when we get into our tips, but this team on paper is really good. You've even got Jager O'Meara, who has hardly been cited in the last 4 years, and he's back to his prime best.
Messi.
Prime Messi. No, that's Graham Myers.
Yeah,
mate.
sorry.
That's rude.
And like the fact that Will Brodie can't get like a good stint. in
I
this
know,
team.
he's a solid player, yeah.
Yeah, and he dominated preseason as well. But how the hell has Bailey Banfield played 100 AFL games?
Mate, he's a beautiful man.
I know, but like I just haven't pictured him to be around long enough to play 100.
I reckon Longmuir just like every team selection, he's like, all right, we're going to drop Bailey Banfield. And then he goes to tell him and he gets lost in his eyes. And he's like,
Wait, Bailey Banfield's
and then he's
good,
like, we're going to make you captain this week. Oh, no.
I really like that. Could be a little skit of like players that can't be dropped.
Players that can't be dropped because they're
That's a
too
good
good
skit.
looking.
I reckon you could do that, because you just always talk about.
Because I'm good looking.
Yes. And so
Thank
you.
you.
You can relate to them very, very well.
I am very relatable with the wealthy and the good looking.
Yes, hit him up. All right.
What? Eat him up.
Hit him up, I said. Eat him
Don't
up.
hit me up.
We can do what you want to him. There's some more stats in this one. Freo have won 6 of the last 7 derbies, but it was 1-1 last season in the derbies. West Coast got a pretty big win, which everyone was surprised about.
Pretty big win.
Pretty big win.
Oh, I did it.
I didn't say it with the W. I'm not saying skibbity again. Oh, I just did. Damn it. And I'm not saying what you said. I hate both those things. Both teams are desperate for a win, as we talked about before. I'm really excited for Harley Reid versus Caleb Sarong, because they both need to fire up. And I think that's going to be a fun matchup for the Glendenning medal,
Yes.
which I'm going to get a tip from you from. Before we get into that, though, the head-to-head odds, West Coast are $4.10. Freo, $1.24. I think that's about right. Freo, they got to fire up at some point. They're a really, really good outfit on paper. I think they're going to be a lot better than West Coast in this one. Talking about a guy that's a bit underrated and on the rise is Nathan O'Driscoll. I'm going to go him for my best bet in this one. Nathan O'Driscoll, 25 plus disposals. He's a handy $3.40. He's a young guy, so I think a lot of people aren't betting on him. That's why he's got that $3.40 price tag. He's very capable of 25 plus disposals. He's got it in the first 2 games this year, exactly 25. I think he's going to get better and better. The Dockers are going to use him more, and that's a really handy odds. You don't even have to put that in a multi. You can just bet on that straight up. So O'Driscoll, jump on him, even in Supercoach as well, because what is he, 198K, so get on him. All right, tips and margin. I want a tip margin, and then who's going to be best on the Glendenning Allen medal, please, lads.
Who are you going to
interesting.
first? Who'd you throw to?
Well, I've got
I'm
mine in
panicked.
mind.
Oh, just
I've got mine in
choose.
mind. I'll go Freo, big win, 40
Yep.
points. Look, they have to make a statement after the start of the season poorly, so they need to make a statement against their crosstown rivals. And for a best on, I'll go Josh Tracy.
Oh,
I
he's
think-
going to kick a bag?
I think he will. I think he'll kick 6.
Yep.
6 minimum.
Wait, six. You said that so casual. He'll kick 6, yeah.
I think he'll kick 6 minimum. It was actually very good against the Swans. I think he ended up kicking about 4
Not
against
sure
the
off the top of my
Swans. Yeah, I'm going to go him for it was a bit of an outside chance.
Yep, very nice. Leo?
I think Freo will win by 17 points.
Well, you
but
think it's going to be close?
I think this will be a very close game and Freo will pull away in the last 5 minutes.
Yep.
I really think it'll be a tight game. West Coast will fire up. And
Okay.
I'm using your term, fire up. You said that about
I've
5
said about
times.
5 times, I know.
For the medal, it's only one man. Harley Reid will win the medal.
Oh,
In a
wait,
losing
even
side.
when they lose?
In a losing
Nah,
side.
very rarely.
25 and 3
Big
goals, lock it in.
He
And
loves
he'll
being
win
the
medal.
front page on the paper, that man. So hopefully it's for good things.
And he'll have 7 frees against.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he'll still win the
He'll
medal.
still, I don't think he'll win the medal.
He'll win the medal.
Who-
25 and 3. He will. Come on, Harley. I love watching him play.
He averages 20.
He's the only reason why I want to watch West Coast. So play well and I'll watch you.
Leo, one thing that will back you up on that is he averaged 24 disposals and a goal and a half in derbies. He
Where
should
did you get that from? Was that from your cheat sheet that was up on our socials?
Exactly
earlier?
right. How good is this man?
Segue!
Top of the dome.
He's doing these ones. We need to get this man off the show. My tip is Freo by 40 as well. I'm in agreement with Marcus.
Even topping the margins.
I had 40 in my head the whole way
Damn
through. I think it's going to be a
straight.
smashing. I think Freo will fire up. I'm going to say it one more
Say
time.
fire up.
I just want to say it to annoy you. And my Glendenning Allen medal.
Harley Reid.
No, I'm going pretty obvious, but he's gonna bounce back. Caleb Sarong.
Boring.
He's going to take out his 4th medal, his Western Derby medal, which is the most in history, equal most. I think he will have.
He does fire up for these games.
He does. I've never heard fire up. That's a good expression. Anyway, we're all going Freo in
Yep.
the derby there.
Yeah, I think
It's the way to go.
Yeah. Before we get into the big calls and what to keep an eye on, let's hear from our friends at Tab.
Tonight's game's going to be epic.
Missed by one on the AFL? With Tab, you can stay in the game. Miss by one on any disposals leg, and Tab will still pay you out as a winner. Tab. We're on.
Imagine what you could be buying instead.
All right, lads, the best part of the show, everyone's been waiting for this, the big calls. Here we go. Check out the socials as well. We've got a few other people's big calls from the team. Big call, Leo, I want to hear your big call first.
My big call is going to come in the Derby in in the last game of the round this week.
Yep.
Tracy and Jai Miss combined for 8+ goals. I think it's Jai Miss's 50th game, I want to say. I just think
It is.
with McGovern and Harry Edwards as the key pillars for West Coast, obviously McGovern is very good, but you can score on him, I feel, from time to time. Harry Edwards is at the start of his career. He's just a newborn in the eyes of the AFL. So I feel like those two are going to dine out a little bit, and I think the ball use going inside 50 will probably help that. So 8+ goals, get on the big key forwards for Freo.
I really like
Don't
that
mind
because
that.
West Coast, I think, are going to get smashed. And the big, I always say the big pineapple, the big kahuna.
Why do you say
I don't know. There must be someone else that's the big pineapple. But the big kahuna, Tracy, he's a beast. And I miss, he looks always sleepy, but he's ready to go. He's ready to go.
always ready to
Kick
go.
goal.
Looks a bit slothy.
Yeah, he does.
But he's
Big
never
call.
going to miss.
What was that?
Don't worry.
Oh, I wanted
So
you to
bad.
repeat it. Marcus, what's your big call?
I'm going to go, the Melbourne midfield are going to make a massive statement, and they're
They
going to
have
get,
to.
it's going to get
Written
them. It's going to get them over the line. And it's not going to be about Clayton Oliver this time. Melbourne releasing a statement,
Well, that's
but it's
good.
going to be Petrarca and Oliver combined for 60+ disposals and 3 goals.
Well, that is
Between them.
You could have just said 60+ disposals,
Nah,
but
between
you go on 3 goals.
60
as well.
plus and 3 goals.
Track looks so tired.
If you want
last week.
exacts, Petrarca 2 goals, Oliver 1.
How many disposals each?
30,
Negative.
30.
Negative disposals. So that's not going to work. No, I really like that because Melbourne, as they did that stat line in preseason pretty much. So
Yeah.
if they can do it in the game, then they go a long way to winning, and you think they're going to win. So
Yes.
there you go.
This is the most outrageous big call.
Why?
This is crazy.
Yeah, no, he's not
Say
getting
it.
this.
Say it. Say it.
I don't think Melbourne. He's
Say it.
pretty outrageous. All right, Jordan Dawson. He's back into form. He's going to get 40+ disposals, as Leo would do. 40+ disposals. Yes, you heard that correctly. He's never had 40+ in his career, but he is back to his best form. He had 33 last week, and I think North are one of the worst two-way running midfields in the competition. Leo always talks about
Can I
this.
play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
They have so many guys that roll through there now. You got.
Yeah, but he had
obviously-
33 last
Yeah,
week.
but yes, not 40.
Yeah, against the
Yeah,
worst
but-
two-way
no.
runners in the competition.
No, I
You've
think
got
North's up there
Laird,
too.
you've got the Salih Goat.
It's the league goats.
It's the league
Yeah,
goats.
that's true.
You've got Rankin going through there. You've got names escape me because there's a few guys that go through there, but
The most he's had
It's
is
a big call, boys.
the most he's had is 35, so it is a big call.
Hey,
it's
when-
an outrageous call.
All I'll say is when one of you guys gets a tick on a big call, then you can
I got
talk.
I
half a
have.
tick.
No, but no one's got a tick, so
I have.
you can't talk crap about my big call. No, yeah.
Dacos
You got
injured.
half a tick.
Daco's injured wasn't
He
even
played
your
the
big
next
call.
week.
Yeah, and he didn't get injured.
But he came off injured.
We played the next
He
week.
didn't even get subbed. When you guys
Because
have
I
a
used the
tick in
sub.
your big calls, then you can talk a bit more crap, I reckon.
You don't have one either.
That's all right. So we've got the same. We're all on zero,
I'm
mate.
on 0.5.
What?
I'm on 0.5.
Same.
Nah, I don't allow 0.5s.
Actually, I'm on one.
Alex handed it to me.
Wait, is he here? Nah.
Hang on, let's move on.
Anyway, that's the big calls. Let us know your big calls in the comments. We can go through them. I would love to see some other people's big calls.
Yeah.
Last one we want to go through. What to keep an eye on in round 3.
Yours
What
is so nerdy.
This is every week he's done
This is
this.
so nerdy.
because that's all I think about all weekend.
Guys, I'm going to keep an eye on Super
Okay, can I just say one thing? Leo is the biggest Supercoach nerd, and then he
I'm not.
wait, and then he throws the toys out of the cot when he has a couple of bad weeks. He had
I'm
his
not a
team-
Supercoach
Wait,
nerd.
the week or the day or the minute that Supercoach doors were open or the gates were open so you could put your Supercoach team in,
Yeah.
you were all over it.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I wasn't.
Yes, you
Why
were.
are we keeping an eye on Supercoach?
Because that's all I think about all weekend.
that is the nerdiest.
It's obviously not.
He has a girlfriend, by the way.
She doesn't watch the end of the show. It's all good.
Doesn't watch the start.
Anyway, I'm
either.
keeping an eye on Supercoach. He actually does. But I'm keeping an eye on the Melbourne rookies. You like talking about Supercoach. Give me a break. Come on.
I reckon he's done this every week.
Yes,
Do you wanna know- can I be honest? I'll be honest. I always forget to put that part of the segment in. And I just put in Supercoach. That's an easy one.
Oh my god.
What to keep an eye on, Marcus?
Vossy and the Blues. They need a win or they need a very close, good performance. Dogs, a lot of stars out. This is where the likes of Chera, Walsh, these sort of guys, they're not stars in the midfield because
Yeah.
Patrick Cripps has that on lock and he played well against Hawthorn.
He was very good.
But the rest of the players need to stand up for Carlton in general. So the pressure might get on Voss if they lose this week.
I agree. Actually, yeah.
If it isn't on him already.
I think on that, I'll give you another one. Justin Longmuir isn't, like, if we're talking about coaches to keep an eye on.
That's
if
a
they-
great one. That's what
Thank
we
you.
want.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Because I didn't even get to talk about my other one, so I might as well just make another one. Justin Longmuir, because if they lose to the Eagles, he is going to be cooked.
Yes.
Leo, what are you keeping an eye on?
2 games at once.
Literally.
Saturday night, we're going to have Hawthorn GWS, Brisbane Geelong, 2 separate
Two
screens.
great games.
You're going to have to watch both at the same time. I've tried to do this before. I can't do it. There's something wrong with me.
You're not a chameleon with your eyes going
You're
like
doing
that.
these ones.
You can do split screen on KO if you're watching from
I don't
home.
have KO, but I'm also going out to watch it. So I'm hoping the place I'm at, I think it'll have 2 screens. But still, I
Should do.
struggle.
Like when you're sitting at the tennis on the side.
I struggle
You
to
just-
focus. You guys might not believe that about me.
No, I definitely do.
Yeah.
I'm great at focusing though.
That was a nice smile you did.
There we go.
Thanks.
We'll wrap it up on there because that was a little nice ending. That will do us for AFL Today on our Thursday night team show. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe to the AFL Today YouTube channel. Follow us on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. On Facebook, remember it is Aussie Rules Today. And for more footy content all season long. Also, subscribe, star, and like all of our shows on all the podcast apps as well. That's Cricket Today Show. We're going to do some IPL next week.
Yes, next Tuesday.
How are your beloved RCB going?
Mate, they beat his crappy Kolkata.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yes. So
We're
you're
1-1.
I'm up with
Kolkata, 1-1.
Yeah, we're 1-0.
And
so
Sunrisers, they're just going to win it all.
just built
It's all good. We've also got AFLW today with a lot of plans in the works there. Hold all tickets for some great racing content and True Bloods. I will talk about the intro every show because that is the
Awesome
best.
intro.
Will Sparks. We need to get Will Sparks. I think I said that last
Did you
week.
mention Honest Beers, or was I not listening for that part?
I didn't. That's actually not on there. We also have in the studio Honest Beers, which is awesome. They had Jack Steele on. Leo was what a beautiful man, Jack
Yeah,
Steele.
I forgot that he was coming in. If I knew, I would have come in early and just stared at him.
Yeah, and then you would have been sacked, but that's all right.
No,
And the
no.
week before when they had Hodgie on as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I was more intimidated, but he had aura when he came in.
Hodgie has aura. Thank you very much to Gerald behind the camera. I'll say thank you to Leo. Why not?
I don't know why you would.
I agree. Thanks, Marcus.
Thanks, Stats Guy. I'm not saying thanks to Leo because he sort of wore green with a green background. So
No, I know
Okay.
this shirt works though.
I'll back him on that. I have a lot of green, and you know it
Yeah.
works. The dark green
fair
works.
play,
It's
fair
the
play.
Irish in us.
The Irish in us, absolutely. Thank you to
Want
our
some Irish in
sponsors.
me?
Oh, there we go. Thank you to our sponsors at Tab as well with their AFL Missed by One. If you're betting with anyone else with the same game multi, what are you doing? Because they get 19 disposals, 24 disposals, and you're getting the 20 or the 25. You win your multi. So download the Tab app today. What are you really gambling with? See you on Sunday to wrap up all things round 3. Out as a winner. Download the Tab app today. What are you really gambling with? See you on Sunday to wrap up all things round 2. We'll catch you then on AFL Today.
Tonight's game's going to be epic.
Missed by one on the AFL? With Tab, you can stay in the game. Miss by one on any disposals leg, and Tab will still pay you out as a winner. Tab, we're on.
Imagine what you could be buying instead.